Ever felt like your emotions are driving you off a cliff and you're just a passenger along for the ride? Picture this. You're in a meeting, trying to make a point. Suddenly, someone interrupts you, disrupting your flow. Your blood boils, and you're ready to confront them. But hold up. What if I told you that you're in control, not your emotions? The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So today, we're going to explore how to steer your life where you want it to go, no matter what emotional storms you face. This isn't about suppressing your feelings or becoming some emotionless robot. No, this is about becoming the master of your actions, the captain of your ship, in the turbulent sea of emotions. So, are you ready to take control and become the hero of your own story? Let's get into it. Chapter 1. The nature of emotions. All right, let's break down what we're dealing with here. Emotions aren't your enemy. They're more like that intense workout partner who sometimes pushes you too hard. They serve a purpose, alerting you to threats, celebrating victories, and bonding with others. But left unchecked, they can hijack your rational mind faster than you can say burpee. Here's the deal. Your brain is hardwired for survival rather than for modern life. When an emotion hits, your amygdala, think of it as your brain's alarm system, fires up before your prefrontal cortex. The logical thinking part can even lace up its shoes. This is why you might feel the urge to yell at your spotter before processing what happened. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think they're at the mercy of these emotional tidal waves. They let anger drive them to confrontations. They regret or let fear hold them back from crushing their goals. They forget that while you can't always control how you feel, you absolutely can control what you do about it. Remember, true strength isn't about not feeling emotions. It's about feeling them and still choosing your actions, like the badass you are. In the next section, we'll look at how the ancient Stoics, some of the toughest mental athletes in history, tackled this challenge. Trust me, these guys knew something about emotional iron. Chapter 2. The Stoic perspective on emotion. All right, let's talk about the Stoics. These weren't just some ancient dudes with beards. They were the original mentally tough guys. They figured out how to keep their cool when life got hot. Take Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor. He said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This guy was running an empire, facing wars and plagues, and he's telling us we've got the power. If he could do it, we've got no excuse. The Stoics believed that it's not the things that happen to us that mess us up. It's how we see those things. It's like when you're lifting weights. The weight doesn't change, but your mindset makes all the difference between crushing that rep or getting crushed. They taught us that we shouldn't try to control our feelings, but instead focus on our actions. Bruce Lee said, "You will continue to suffer if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you." True power is sitting back and observing everything with logic. If words control you, that means everyone else can control you. Breathe and allow things to pass. True power is restraint. Chapter 3. The power of choice. Now here's where it gets real. Between what happens to you and how you react, there's a space. That space might be tiny, like the pause between seeing a punch coming and blocking it, but in that space is your superpower, choice. This choice gives you a sense of freedom, like a boxer in the ring, free to choose your next move. Think about it like this. You're in the ring of life. Life throws a punch. Maybe your boss yells at you, or your girlfriend leaves you. That's the stimulus. Your emotions flare up. That's the urge to react. But right there, you've got a choice. In that split second, you can let those emotions drive you and probably end up flat on the mat. Or you can step back, keep your guard up, and choose your next move. As Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson says, success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come. The same goes for mastering your actions. It's about consistently choosing your response, even when your emotions are screaming at you to do otherwise. Remember, feeling angry doesn't mean you have to throw a punch, and feeling scared doesn't mean you have to run. You're the boss of your actions, not your feelings. It's like what Theodore Roosevelt said, "I am the one who can control my thoughts, which will lead to my feelings, which will lead to my actions." So next time, Life sucker punches you with a situation that gets your blood boiling or your heart racing. Remember, you've got the power to choose your move. That's real strength. That's real strength. That's being a true champion in the ring of life. Chapter 4. Practical techniques for choosing action. Time to get our hands dirty. We've talked the talk. Now, let's walk the walk. Here are some battle-tested techniques to help you choose your actions like a boss, even when your emotions are trying to call the shots. First up, the pause and reflect. This is your secret weapon. When you feel those emotions revving up, hit the brakes. Take a deep breath. Count to 10 if you have to. It's like that moment in the ring when you step back to reassess your opponent. Give yourself a second to think. Is this reaction going to help me win, or am I just going to end up on the mat? Next, we've got cognitive reframing. Fancy words for a simple idea. It's about changing how you see the situation. Let's say your workout buddy bails on you. Instead of thinking, "This sucks, my day is ruined," flip it. Now you can push yourself even harder without distractions. It's like when Rocky turned that meat locker into a training ground. Same situation, different perspective. Then there's values-based decision-making. Sounds complicated, but it's not. It's about asking yourself, what would the person I want to be do right now? Imagine you're your own hero. Would they lose their cool over some minor setback? Probably not. They'd stay focused on the bigger picture. Lastly, we've got emotional acceptance. This one's tough for many, but it's crucial. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. Don't waste energy fighting it. Accept it, then decide what to do about it. It's like acknowledging the pain during a tough workout. You feel it, but you push through anyway. Remember what Mike Tyson said, "Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth." These techniques are your plan for when life throws that punch. Chapter 5. Benefits of choosing actions over emotions. Now, why bother with all this? Because the payoff is huge. That's why we're talking life-changing benefits here. First off, your relationships will level up. You'll be the rock that others lean on, not the volcano they run from. You'll respond to conflicts with wisdom instead of knee-jerk reactions. As Muhammad Ali said, don't count the days. Make the days count. When you choose your actions, every interaction becomes an opportunity to make a positive impact. Your decision-making skills will go through the roof. You won't be that guy making dumb choices because he's all fired up. You'll be the one making intelligent moves, seeing opportunities others miss. It's like what chess champion Garry Kasparov said, "The highest level players are not emotional players. They are technicians." You'll build resilience like a bulletproof vest for your mind. Life's gonna throw curveballs, but you'll be ready. You'll bounce back faster from setbacks because you're not wasting energy on emotional drama. You'll be like a Navy SEAL, calm under pressure, ready for anything. And here's the kicker, you'll feel more in control of your life. No more feeling like a puppet dangling from the strings of your emotions. You'll be the puppet master. This sense of control is a game changer. It's the difference between feeling like life is happening to you and knowing that you're making life happen. Arnold Schwarzenegger nailed it when he said, "The mind is the limit. As long as the mind can envision the fact that you can do something, you can do it, as long as you really believe 100. When you master choosing your actions, you'll believe in yourself like never before. This isn't just self-help fluff. This is about becoming the most robust, most badass version of yourself. It's about being the hero in your life story, not the victim. Chapter 6. Common challenges and how to overcome them. Listen up, because this is where the rubber meets the road. Mastering your actions isn't a walk in the park. It's more like running uphill with a weighted vest. You'll face some serious challenges, but that's what separates the champs from the chumps. First up, dealing with intense emotions. We're talking about when anger, fear, or frustration hits you like a freight train. It's one thing to stay cool when someone cuts you off in traffic, but what about when your partner betrays you or you lose your job? The key here is to have a game plan before the emotions hit. Think of it like a fighter's strategy. Train for the tough moments, so when they come, you're ready. Next, there's the challenge of staying consistent. It's easy to make good choices when everything's going your way. But what about when life's throwing you curveballs left and right? This is where discipline comes in. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day and doing your best. Like Kobe Bryant said, great things come from hard work and perseverance. No excuses. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum builds mastery. Then there's the fear of failure. This one can paralyze you if you let it. You might think, what if I mess up? What if I make the wrong choice? Here's the thing. You will mess up. You will make wrong choices. But each mistake is a step toward mastering your actions. Embrace failure as part of the process. Michael Jordan said it best. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game. Winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. Lastly, there's the challenge of external pressure. Society, family, friends, they all have opinions about what you should do. But here's the hard truth. You can't please everyone. At the end of the day, you have to live with yourself. So when those pressures come, ask yourself, what do I really want? What aligns with my values? Stick to that, and let the noise fade into the background. Mastering your actions in the face of these challenges isn't easy, but it's worth it. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. The person who doesn't just survive, but thrives, no matter what life throws at them. Chapter 7. Real life examples of action over emotion. Let's bring this home with some real life examples. These are the people who faced down their emotions and made choices that defined their lives. First, we've got Nelson Mandela. Here's a guy who spent 27 years in prison, wrongfully convicted. He had every right to be angry, to seek revenge, but he didn't. Instead, he chose forgiveness and unity. When he walked out of that cell, he didn't just walk into freedom. He walked into history as one of the greatest leaders of all time. He said, resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. Mandela chose his actions, and in doing so, he changed the world. Next, there's Oprah Winfrey. She grew up in poverty, faced abuse, and was told she wouldn't amount to anything. But instead of letting those emotions of shame and anger control her, she chose a different path. She chose to build a media empire and become one of the most influential women on the planet. She says, turn your wounds into wisdom. That's the power of choosing actions over emotions. Let's not forget Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor who endured unimaginable horrors in Nazi concentration camps. Despite the extreme suffering, he chose to find meaning in his suffering. He wrote, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Frankl's story shows that even in the darkest times, we still have the power to choose. Lastly, look at Malala Yousafzai, shot in the head by the Taliban for advocating for girls' education. She could have chosen to be silent, to live in fear, but she chose to speak out, to fight for what she believes in. Now, she's a global symbol of courage and resilience. Malala said, when the whole world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful. Her actions, not her emotions, have made her a force for change. These people didn't let their emotions dictate their actions. They chose their paths and left a mark on history. They're proof that no matter what you face, you can choose your actions and shape your destiny. They are living examples of the power we all have inside us to master our emotions and live a life of purpose, strength, and impact. Chapter 8, how to cultivate this skill. So, you've heard the theory, you've seen the examples. Now it's time to put this into practice. How do you cultivate the skill of choosing actions over emotions? Let's break it down. First, you've got to train your mind like a muscle. Start with daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to think about how you reacted to different situations. Did you let your emotions take the wheel, or did you steer the ship? This reflection will help you spot patterns and make adjustments. It's like reviewing game footage to improve your performance. Next, practice mindfulness. This isn't just some woo-woo meditation stuff. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. It's like having a coach in your corner, helping you stay focused and composed. Try starting with just 5 minutes a day of mindful breathing. You'll be surprised how much more in control you feel. Third, set clear intentions for how you want to act in specific situations. Before a challenging meeting, a difficult conversation, or any situation where emotions might run high, decide in advance how you want to respond. This is your game plan. By visualizing yourself staying calm and making wise choices, you're mentally rehearsing success. Surround yourself with the right people. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. So choose wisely. Seek out those who embody the qualities you want to develop. Their influence will rub off on you, helping you stay on track when your emotions try to derail you. Finally, be patient with yourself. Mastering your actions over your emotions is a lifelong journey, not a quick fix. There will be setbacks, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, learning from each experience. As Steve Jobs said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. Keep going. And one day, you'll look back and see how far you've come. By cultivating these practices, you'll build the inner strength to choose your actions no matter what life throws at you. It won't always be easy, but the rewards are worth it. You'll become the person who stays cool under pressure, who makes decisions from a place of power, not emotion. And when you do, you'll be unstoppable. Chapter 9. Conclusion. You've made it to the end, but this is just the beginning. You've learned what it takes to master your actions and not let your emotions call the shots. But knowledge without action is useless. So now it's time to take what you've learned and put it into practice. Remember, this journey isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming better, stronger, and more in control every day. Life will throw challenges at you, and emotions will flare up, but you've got the tools to handle them. You've got the power to choose your actions, to shape your destiny, and to become the hero of your story. As you go out into the world, keep these lessons close. When you're faced with a tough decision, a heated moment, or a daunting challenge, remember that you're in control. You've got the power to pause, reflect, and choose the best course of action. And in doing so, you'll not only master your emotions, but also your life. So go out there and make it happen. Be the person who doesn't just talk about greatness, but lives it every single day. Be the person who chooses their actions, and in doing so, chooses their destiny. The world needs more heroes like you. Heroes who are strong, resilient, and unstoppable. The journey starts now.